Hello and welcome to Big Future Life. My name is Chu Tran. My pronouns are Annie, and I'm so excited to be kicking off tonight's Big Future Life event, understanding your financial aid offer. So a little bit about me. I'm a senior from Cooper City High School from Broward County, Florida, and I'm a Big Future ambassador. I'm one of over 9,000 high school student leaders who helped others to plan for life after high school. I became a Big Future ambassador because I wanted to help students in similar situation as me plan their college and careers as best as they can. The process of choosing careers and colleges while also hunting down scholarships could be daunting, and Big Future is a useful tool to make this process less daunting. So we're so thankful that you're joining us today. I know it's probably been a long day at school or work for parents and educators with us. So thank you for joining Big Future Life. For those who don't know, Big Future Life is a series of virtual community events where you connect with college reps, career experts, and peers to help you plan your life after high school. Big Future Life was created to so you can get your questions answered to plan your future your way. Now, many of you have filled your financial aid forms, you've been accepted, and now you have questions about your financial aid award letters. What does financial aid offer include, and why is it important? So today, we're joined by financial aid expert from Johns Hopkins University, Emory University, and University of Wisconsin-Madison to answer your question. So, get your question ready and welcome to the Big Future Life family.
Thank you to, and thank you to all the students and caring adults joining us today. Welcome to tonight's Big Future Live event, Understanding Your Financial Aid Award Offer. Many of you have received your financial aid award offers, and now what? We have experts here to answer your questions, and we'll even show you a tool that helps you compare your award offers side by side. More on that later. My name is Greg Rafal. I use he, him pronouns, and I work on the Big Future team. Big Future, we are a team of former educators, parents, college and career planning professionals, and other folks who are really just committed to helping all students, just like you, take the right first step after high school. As Chu said, our goal here at Big Future Live is to answer your questions. So you won't sit through long presentations. This is under an hour. We won't have a ton of PowerPoint slides for you. This is really a virtual community powered by students, parents, educators, and of course, your questions. Now I'm seeing a lot of students and audience members are joining us today. That's great. We'd love to know who is joining us so that we can help answer your questions today. So with that, we're going to launch our first quick poll. And if you're a student, tell us what grade you're in. If you're a parent or caring adult, what grade is your child in? So you should see a poll pop up on your screen. Go ahead and answer that for us. Again, if you're a student, what grade are you in? If you are a parent or an educator, what grade is your student in? Now, we're talking about financial aid award offers, so no surprise here. We have about 56% of our audience members. Oh, it's going up. It's going up. We have more than 60% of you are 12th graders or have students in the 12th grade, which makes sense considering the topic. But we do have students who are 9th, 10th, and 11th grade here, getting started early, getting the research done early. But the good thing here is that Big Future Live is for everyone. So welcome to all of our students and caring adults. Now, let's meet our speakers for today. We have folks from University of Wisconsin, Johns Hopkins, and Emory University here. And so I'm just going to go around and ask each of you to introduce yourselves, tell us your name, where you call home, what's your job, and also give us a fun fact about you. And LaShawn, I'm going to start with you.
Hello, my name is LaShawn. I work at Emory University as an assistant director in our financial aid department. I've been working in financial aid for about 14 years. I'm here in Georgia. And a fun fact about me is that every 2 months I have to go to the beach.
That's a great fun fact,
Yes.
especially when it's cold out. Luckily, the weather has been pretty good here in Washington, D.C., where I am, but a beach trip is much needed.
Yes.
I'll pass it over to you, Pam.
Hi, y'all. My name is Pamela Mason, she, her, hers. I was a first-generation college student, and I'm the daughter of an immigrant. I work at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up in Virginia, lived in Harlem for about 20 years, and recently moved to New Jersey. So I'm all over the place, the power of remote work. And my fun fact is, it's about my dog. I have a puppy, and just today, he managed to destroy a pillow, a flip-flop, and a dried flower arrangement. So
Happy Puppy Day.
Yes, it's National Puppy Day. So I will turn it over to Mindy.
Oh, I shouldn't. Okay. I'm Mindy. I am, excuse me. I am from New York, but I did live in Haiti for about 9 to 10 years. I am an assistant director at Emory University, and my fun fact is that I speak 3 different languages.
That's awesome, Mindy. Very cool. And Mindy, Pam, thanks for the introductions. Pass it over last but certainly not least, Carla.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carla Weber-Wandel. I'm the communications manager for the Student Financial Aid Office at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. It's a lot to say. I've been in financial aid for 16 years, though, as an advisor first, and now managing all of our communications, and been a lifelong Wisconsinite, and of course, based here in Madison still. And my fun fact, although Mindy made me think too, my fun fact could be I've actually been to Haiti. It was one of my favorite places I've ever visited. Yes, when I was 16. So I'll stick with that. Hey, I was in Haiti when I was 16, and it was one of the most beautiful and powerful experiences I've ever had. So I don't speak French Creole like I wish I did after that experience, but Mindy and I have a little connection.
Well, that could be a whole nother Big Future Live about study abroad and international experiences. We'll add that to the running list here. Thanks, everyone, all our panelists, for joining us and being part of Big Future Live. Really looking forward to learning more about what you're going to share related to financial aid award offers. But before we do that, I do have some housekeeping to go over with our audience here today. During today's event, you all will be in listen-only mode for the entire event. That means that you will be able to see us, but we unfortunately cannot see you. But that doesn't mean that we don't want to hear from you. There's an Ask a Question button or box at the bottom of your screen where you can type in your questions. Now, Big Future Live, we're all about getting your questions answered, so please don't be shy. I will also say there are a lot of folks who are joining us today, which is great. We're going to try to get to as many of your questions as possible. At the end of today's event, we'll also have a feedback survey. You'll be directed automatically to that feedback survey. Please fill it out. We'd love to hear how today's event went for you, what we can do better to make Big Future Live even better in the next 2 weeks. If you miss anything during today's event, or you have to walk away from your computer or your cell phone for a moment, don't worry. The recording is going to be available later at bigfuture.org/live. And today's event is just the beginning. There's much more Big Future Live to come, so you can check out bigfuture.org/live for more virtual community events as you plan for your next step after high school. Now, Big Future Live, we're all about your questions, but I do have one last question that I want to ask all of you before we get started, all of you meaning our audience, of course. We'd love to know more about what would be helpful as you navigate the financial aid process? What would be most helpful? And which financial aid feature would you be most interested in seeing on Big Future? And so you should see a survey pop up on your screen asking just that. Which financial aid feature would you be most interested in seeing on Big Future? Would you really want to see the net price calculator on our college profiles? Do you want to see a cost of attendance calculator? Are you looking for financial aid award letter comparison tools, which we'll show you one later today? Are you looking for personalized financial aid planning, or none of those, or something else? Let us know what you are most interested in seeing. So we have some of our results coming back in here. So you all want all of these tools, which is great. And about 44% of you are really interested in personalized financial aid planning tools, which is awesome. Great, definitely something for us to take forward and work on for the future. Appreciate all of that feedback from our audience. Well, I guess we can jump into it. Let's get started and get some of these questions going. Our first question is from Namir. Namir asks, in terms of financial aid award offers, when can I expect to get it in the mail? Do I get my financial aid offer once I complete the FAFSA or something else? Pam, do you want to take that one for us?
I'd be happy to. So I'm going to start off with the most popular answer in financial aid ever. It depends. It depends. It depends on the different colleges that you have applied to, because each of us, while we do things generally the same, we have our own unique quirks. Most of the time, you receive your financial aid notification at the same time that you receive your admissions notification. So if you are applying early decision, then you probably would have already found out about your financial aid award. If you're applying regular decision, then as Greg mentioned, most of those admissions decisions are being released over the next couple of weeks, if not already, or if you're doing rolling admissions. Every once in a while, you may have a situation where a college is going to congratulate you on admissions, but they won't have your financial aid ready. And that may be because they're missing some documents. So it's really important for you to keep track of not only are all the materials for your admission application that they've been received, but that the financial aid applications as well. Once you turn in those missing documents, though, then the college can provide you your financial aid eligibility. So usually admissions and financial aid, we try to put them, if not in the same envelope, then posting them at the same time on an online portal or very soon after one another.
That's great, Pam. Thanks so much. So around the same time, good to know when to expect that. And my next question is from Kaylee. And Kaylee wants to know, how do you get a financial aid offer? Mindy, tell us, how do you get a financial aid offer?
Well, excuse me. Well, with Emory, it's where you have to do both the FAFSA and the CSS profile. Not every school requires you to do a CSS profile, but the FAFSA by itself determines what your eligibility is federally. So first, you definitely want to make sure you complete the FAFSA, but if there's a school that does need an additional application for financial aid, you need to make sure to complete that and submit all the requiring documents in order to let them figure out what your eligibility would be.
I want to add on to that, if you don't mind. So like Mindy stated, you have to complete the FAFSA, and that's for every college. With some colleges, they do prefer that you complete the CSS profile, but there's another part of that, and it's called IDOC, and that's through College Board, where you have to submit your financial documents through that portal as well. With that information, we do use that to determine your institutional funding, but also students want to keep in mind that if they only have to complete the FAFSA or if they have to do multiple other applications, FAFSA was selected for verification, there are additional documents that will be requested of you in order for us to verify the information so that you can get the federal funding. And that's very important that you submit those documents sooner rather than later, basically.
Thank you, LaShawn.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for the question, Kaylee. Our next question goes to you, Carla. And Vanny wants to know more about how financial aid offers work and how do SAT scores help students secure financial aid, if at all?
Yeah, those are great questions, Bonnie. So what that financial aid offer is going to be is the offer from a specific college or university as to the types of scholarships, grants, the free money you can get, and then potentially other things like loans or work studies, participation in payment programs, things like that, that will help you cover the cost to be able to go to that college or university. So you'll get a financial aid offer that might be different from each different school or college you're applying to. They will each offer you, likely you'll get the same offer in the federal money, but what schools can offer you can really vary from institution to institution. So you'll want to make sure that you're staying in touch with all those schools you've applied to make sure that you're completing those applications like Mindy and LaShawn were talking about, and to make sure you're getting those offers from each of those schools to decide how they then impact your choice of where you decide to go. And then for SAT scores or any kind of scores, they're not necessarily going to help in your immediate financial aid offer in terms of like what you can get for the need-based sources of financial aid, which is what the FAFSA is primarily looking at. Where things like SAT scores are going to help you are in the scholarship funds that those schools may have to offer, or even some grant funds in some cases. Those are the sources where they're going to look at more things like your academics or involvement, or things like SAT scores.
That's great, Carla.
I do want to put something in.
Sure.
Based on what Carla said, that is something that you want to take into consideration, because there are some schools that are need blind and need aware. So it typically matters, what your income is or what you don't have, regardless in income, basically. So some schools, they basically will pay attention to your income, and some schools will not pay attention to your income.
That's great. Thanks for that add-on, Mindy. And a theme that I'm getting from everyone is that a lot of these financial aid award letters can look different from school to school. And I know we have a lot of students who are probably on today's session that have multiple letters and probably need some help figuring out like what exactly am I looking at. So Carla, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Imagine I'm a senior who just got their financial aid award letter. Walk me through it. Explain what I'm looking at here.
Definitely. So is the slide up? Can everybody see? That's the part I'm not sure. Can everybody see what we're looking at? So what's on the screen and what you all have in front of you are just screenshots of 3 financial aid offers from the schools that are represented here tonight. But just know too, right off the front, that like these are not complete images of what is all in our offers. You're just seeing little bits of it. But if I look at my letter and I was helping you, Greg, as a new student, first thing I'd have you have a look at and make sure you know where to find is the costs for you to attend that school. So on ours, we have it right up top at the front, and we're going to help you identify your direct costs, or those costs that are billed to you from the school. And then those other expenses that you're going to incur just to be a successful student, that we aren't necessarily going to bill to you, but we want to make sure that you're planning for and estimating for, because you are probably going to have some of those costs while you're a student. Once we look at those costs, then you want to start looking at the financial aid you're getting offered. So you're going to look for grants and scholarships. Again, those are the free dollars that come with no strings attached. You don't have to pay them back. It truly is just there to help supplement and pay some of those costs down for you so you don't have to worry about it. So I take my grants and scholarships and I subtract them from my costs. And what I have left over is what's called a net price or net cost. What you'll see most professionals will tell you is to compare that between your schools to see which is giving you the quote unquote best deal to be able to go there for the best cost. That's what you want to be comparing. But the other thing that letter is also probably going to include are other sources to pay that net cost. So maybe it's student loan options, maybe it's work study options, maybe it's a payment program that you can participate in that school has. But the letter is also going to have really great resources too, like what are next steps? What are actions you need to take? What does disbursement look like? So when will you actually get this money and how will that process work once you come to campus? So those are really the key things, looking for the costs, that free money right off the bat, those other resources to help you pay what that remaining net cost is, and then those other details of just what you do to get this money moving forward.
And if I can add in, when it comes to work study, I want you all to understand that work study is not money that you automatically receive. You have to work to earn to receive it. It's not going to automatically pay towards your balance. You're basically going to apply for a work study position. If you get it, you earn the funds that you've been granted and you get paid. I'm guessing all universities are like this. It's on a biweekly basis. So it's not money that you automatically receive.
That's great. Thank you, Carla, for walking me as a new student through that, and Mindy for that add-on. Pam and LaShawn, what more can you add to the conversation about different types of letters?
Yeah, so for the Emory Award letter, we do list the loan replacement grant on there. We do offer that to almost the majority of our students. But just keep in mind, although we do offer the loan replacement grant, and it is listed on the award letter, that you can also request your federal student loans if you need those fundings for, to help you pay the additional balance that you owe, or, to help you pay for books or other things like that. So always just keep in mind of that you do have your federal student loans available to you. And if you need that, then definitely give your financial aid advisor a contact to request that information.
Yeah, I'd add on to that, like LaShawn just mentioned, you may or may not see a loan on your award letter. There are a small number of colleges. We're very blessed. We've received generous donations from alumni that enable us to provide you a financial aid award letter, and there's no loan included up front. It's always available as an option later if you need it. But if something's missing from your financial aid award or you're not sure, then please call us, ask us. We're happy to explain. One of the very next lines on our award letter after this little segment is, here's how we help you, giving you contact information for your financial aid advisor, helping you understand if you need us to take a second look, if your family has special circumstances and you want to do a reevaluation. So the award letters are long, they include a lot of information, but we're trying our best to give you the tools that you need. And we're here on the other side of the process, real life people who love our jobs and love giving away our university's money. We're trying to help you, and we're here to guide you through the process. So the award letter is the starting point, but it evolves into a conversation and a relationship because we stick with you all 4 years.
That's great advice, Pam. It's great to know that that's just the starting point and that there are lovely people like yourselves wherever these students plan to go to help and guide along the way. Our next question here is from Katrina. And Katrina was curious and looking for some guidance on deciding which of financial aid award offers is the best. How does Katrina decide which college is giving the best offer? LaShawn, can I pass that to you?
Sure. So deciding on which college is giving you the best offer, you definitely want to compare the financial aid award letters that they're providing you. You want to definitely pay attention to the amount of aid that you receive and also the cost of attendance. Basically, you want to take the direct cost and you want to deduct your financial aid that they say they're going to give you to let you know, like, if this is a balance that you're going to owe or if you're going to receive funds back. So you want to just compare both of the award letters to see what's the best option for you. Also, you want to take into consideration, I tell students all the time, is if the location is a factor for you, that can also help you decide on which college to go to. I'm sure that when you're applying to the colleges, it's definitely a place that you want to attend based on academics. But you want to keep that in mind, because sometimes students, they do, after they apply, they get in, they're like, oh, that's too far from home. So you want to definitely take that into consideration. But financially, you want to see, like, if this college is giving you more funds and then you don't have to take out loans, or if the school is giving you scholarship, like if you were on a full ride scholarship, then that's probably, I would say, if you have the option of taking a full ride scholarship to attend a school versus a school that's giving you less money where you have to still come out of pocket, then you probably want to look at the school that's giving you the scholarship. But you just want to maintain whatever guidelines they have for you and keeping that scholarship as well.
Can I add on to that? I know College Board has a tool, which we're going to highlight, that allows you to compare the different award letters. And I will say that you should try and figure it out on your own. But if you're confused, my advice is ask us. Ask the different schools that you're interested in. So if you want to come to Hopkins and you've got a bunch of award letters, you can send me all your award letters and I'll let you know whether or not Hopkins is giving you the most generous offer. So again, our job is here to help. We're happy to give you that guidance and advice. But the tool that the College Board has is really cool and very helpful.
Pam, I feel like you're coming for my moderator job here. No, that's a great segue. And yes, there are tools out there, but there are also real people, and they're on this screen, who want to help you. So as Pam mentioned, and as I mentioned at the start of the call today, Big Future is testing a new feature to allow you all to easily analyze and compare financial aid offers. So students, you'll be able to upload 2 or more offers and have this new tool help you compare them side by side, apples to apples. So if you're a senior on today's call looking for help in comparing financial aid award offers, you see a QR code on your screen. Go ahead and scan that QR code to upload up to 6 of your financial aid awards. And what we'll do, we'll analyze and review your results and send you a customized report, a personalized report within 2 to 3 weeks to help you compare those offers side by side. This is a free test if you want to partake. So again, scan that QR code to get started. And if you are looking for other resources about financial aid awards, you can also head to Big Future, of course. And let me see, you should be able to see my screen now. On Big Future, we have plenty of tools and content and resources to help you navigate financial aid awards as well. So I'm here on the Big Future dashboard or homepage. If you go here to Pay for College, you can go all the way down to Financial Aid Awards. And you can see we have all this different content to help you navigate and understand financial aid award offers. So we have content about understanding your award offers, how to review and compare your financial aid awards, and even what to do when your financial aid award isn't enough. So the resources don't stop with this Big Future Live event. You can head to bigfuture.org to get started and access some of this content today. Let's go ahead and tackle some more questions here. Our next question is from Korea, and Korea wants to know, how do scholarship awards not associated with a college or university affect scholarship awards from colleges or universities? So how do outside scholarships affect scholarships or grants provided by the institution? Mindy, do you want to take that one for us?
So typically with Emory University, what we try to do is that even if you receive scholarships and grants through our institution, we try very hard not to reduce any of the scholarships and grants we grant to students. So we add them on. What we'll do is we'll cancel loans first, then work study, subsidized loans as well, so that we can keep them within the cost of attendance and within their need. Sometimes even if they're over their need, and I know a lot of you all may not know what need means, but it's basically what your eligibility is when you complete your FAFSA. So we just basically try to keep it within the cost of attendance. So for example, if your cost of attendance is $80,000, we can't go over that. And if your scholarship brings you over that, we're going to have to either return some of the funds back or all of the funds back.
That's helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Mindy, for that explanation. And our next question, Carla, I'm going to give this question to you. It's from Jean. Jean wants to know, what if my expected family contribution number isn't accurate?
That's such a great question, Jean, and one we get all the time, because the first thing you have to know right off the top is don't think of an expected family contribution as what your family is going to be expected to contribute. If you look at it that way, every family that sees that EFC number is going to say, we can't afford to contribute that. So first, be careful of how you're looking at that number and what it really means. But if you really do think that something about your FAFSA is incorrect or something about how that number was calculated is wrong, that's when you should start reaching out to your financial aid offices at those schools that you've been applying to. Reach out to that financial aid and let them know you have that concern, and they can walk through that FAFSA with you to look for that mistake and help you make a correction if that's needed. Or if it's something else, like maybe your EFC is accurate, but something has changed in your family situation, either has already changed or something happens between now and when school starts in September. We're still quite a few months away from next fall starting. That's also a situation where you want to be in touch with that financial aid office because they can likely help you in those situations. It's just we don't know how to help you unless you identify that something has changed or that something is wrong or different.
That's great, Carla. So
I'll add that it's important to double check your answers. Just to share a quick anecdote, I have a family I'm working with right now where one form says they have $90,000 and the other form says they have $900,000. So an extra zero is really going to make a difference in the financial aid process. The $90,000 is correct. We're working through it to make sure we reevaluate them. But if your numbers don't seem to come out right, go back and look at your answers. I also have a family it's a family of 11, God bless them, but they forgot to report the brothers and sisters on one of the forms. So we had two different forms. The FAFSA said there were 11 people. The CSS profile said there were 3 people. We're, again, working with them to make sure that we're getting all the accurate information. But if their results don't make sense to you, go back and look at what you told us and help us correct any mistakes.
And I just want to add on to that, Pam, to see where, how you answer it, you look on your student aid report, and that's from the FAFSA. And then with the CSS profile, you have the CSS profile summary. So with our college, if you need to make changes with the CSS profile, the College Board does allow you to make a correction on the CSS profile, but you only have one time to do that. Any other corrections that you need with our institution, we just ask that you print off the summary, cross out anything that's incorrect, write information, initial, and then sign date and send it to us. In regards to the FAFSA, if there's an error made on there, depending on the time frame and when you catch the error, you can sometimes log back into the FAFSA and make the correction. Other times, you would just definitely have to contact us like Pam stated.
That's great. So what I'm hearing is definitely double check your work and work with your financial aid advisor if there is an issue or you need to double check something, which is great. What I'm also hearing is make sure that you know these terms and how you're actually defining them. So Carla, you mentioned to know what expected family contribution really means. And actually, Vita has a question about that. What does the expected family contribution amount entail? What does it actually mean? So I'm going to throw that back at you, Carla.
Oh, yeah. So what's also hard is I'm going to explain this to you, but know that you only have to remember it for a year, and then this is all going to change next year. So don't hold on to it too deeply. But what the expected family contribution is, and the easiest way to think about it, is it's an index number on a scale from 0 to, honestly, it goes up to 999,999. So 6 nines across the board. That all it does is tell us in the financial aid office, the closer you are to 0, the more financial need you as the student has, and the more financial aid that you are likely eligible for. So it's not like, I think the question says, like, does it include tuition or housing expenses? No. The expected family contribution is the number we're using to determine your financial aid eligibility. The cost part of things, housing, tuition, that's in the cost of attendance that we're calculating for you to help you estimate what those costs are. So 2 different things. And I know there's always a lot of confusion between those two, but I would honestly say to students, don't focus on that EFC number, because to you as a student, it means almost nothing. You can't look at that number and have any idea of what it really means until we at the financial aid office get a look at it and can tell you how that translates to your financial aid offer. So don't focus on the EFC. Just wait till you're in contact with that financial aid office and have them send you the offer to say what it looks like and what it will entail to help you cover those costs. Anybody else want to jump in? That's just one of those fun ones to try to differentiate.
I think you did, girl. I think you did well.
Awesome.
Definitely.
We have a question from Brian and from Andrew. I'm going to try to combine them because they're pretty similar. And Mindy, I'm going to throw this one at you. Should you appeal financial aid offers? And the other part of the question is can we negotiate better offers? And if we can we tell each institution what's been offered to kind of get a better financial aid package? What do you think, Mindy?
It changes from school to school, honestly. I know for sure for Emory, we do not compare financial aid award offers, but we do allow students to appeal their financial aid offer if there's special circumstances. It can entail from loss of employment, reduction of income, unable to afford the home. There's more, and I can't remember them right now, but yes, we have 7 different reasons. Incorrectly reported assets. So it does make a difference from school to school. If that school allows you to appeal the financial aid award offer, then you're able to do that. And they will give you a form to let you know what decision you're trying to do and what documents you would need to submit in order for that reason. For Emory University, we do allow students to do more than one option. So because we have 7 options, they can pick all 7 if they wanted to. But you will have to definitely submit the documentation for those reasons.
And I'll say, working for a school that does look at other offers, we don't, and I've worked at a couple of different colleges that have done this, we don't necessarily guarantee that we're going to be able to match what another school has offered you, but we can take a look at what they did and sometimes work the math backwards and figure out if maybe they had different information or different numbers, or possibly just looked at your family's financial circumstances in a different way. And I think, as Mindy mentioned, we're all going to have information on our website if you want us to take a second look and ask you to provide the information so that we can do that. Because we're looking at tax returns from 2 years ago, in the FAFSA and the CSS profile, it's called prior year. You may have noticed that you were filling in information about 2021 when filling out financial aid forms for the 2023-2024 academic year. Well, that was 2 years ago, and it was in the middle of the pandemic. And so your circumstances may have changed significantly. And so especially if there's been job loss or anything that has affected your family's ability to pay for college, unreimbursed medical expenses, then letting us know about that more current information sometimes allows us to make a difference.
That's great insight, Pam and Mindy as well. Thank you so much. LaShawn, this next question is for you, and it's from Cherie. Cherie wants to know, how do you ask for more funding, so more financial aid that's not student loans?
Okay, so it just really depends on what the situation is. So if it's a situation as there is some financial changes with your family's income, then that's where you want to contact your financial advisor in regards to an appeal, like Mindy and Pam talked about, to see if we can offer you an additional funding. But other options would be if contacting your advisor and letting them know, is there anything else that I can be granted? Usually the financial aid award letter is, it has all the information that we can give you based on your eligibility. We can offer you a list of different external scholarships, or even on our college website, scholarships that's being offered. You also want to double check with your parents, see if they can check with their employers to see if they offer tuition benefits for their dependents. You also want to definitely check into like any community agencies around your school, or if you're doing any volunteer work, to see if they're offering scholarships. Check with your high school advisor always. And then if the scholarship is not something that you're looking to do the work on, because sometimes they do request that you do essays and things like that. If this is not something you want to do, then you also have the option of going on a payment plan with a lot of the colleges. You have work study, if that was offered to you, where you can just get, you earn the funds, you get paid bi-weekly, and then you can pay those funds towards your bills and things like that. You also have the Parent Plus loan. So where the parent takes out a loan on the behalf of the student to cover any charges or even to assist you with your personal expenses. And then we also have private loans, where students and or parents can look for those loans to assist you as well. But generally, the award letter, you want to start there to just double check and make sure is everything covered. And if it's not, then these are your other options.
And
Which would be go ahead.
piggyback off of what LaShawn said, because I deal with tuition benefits, you do want to make sure to report your tuition benefits. If your parent does have that ability to have funding for you, and if you do, you need to make sure to submit the form as soon as possible so it can be submitted in time in order to pay for your bill.
That's great. That is great advice. Thank you so much, LaShawn. Thank you, Mindy. And thank you to all of our panelists. I can't believe how quickly the time has flown by. That's all the time we have for today, but I'd like to thank all of you for joining. I know some folks have asked to show that slide again with the QR code. Again, if you do want to test out this new feature to compare financial aid award offers, please scan it, and you can upload up to 6, and we'll send you some insights to help your decision making. And thank you all of our students and caring adults for joining Big Future Live. We'd love to hear how today's session went. After this event closes, you'll see a feedback survey. Please fill it out. Please let us know how else we can improve Big Future Live, how we can better answer your questions to help you plan for your future. And if you missed anything from tonight's event, the recording will be available online at bigfuture.org/live. And finally, don't miss our next event which is on April 6th, focused on internships. And you can register for free at bigfuture.org/live today. You don't want to miss it. Thank you all again and have a wonderful evening.